So this comes from ScreenRant.com, one of the weird places, idiot places on the internet. 2018 belonged to DC Comics, not Marvel. Hint here is comics. Although this chick kind of looks like Gal, but that part ain't Gal. But that's what's missing from Wonder Woman these days. Tom and better shoulder development, delts in particular. So this comes from Thomas Bacon. Bacon the Bacon. Marvel may have put up their very best fight, but there's no denying that DC Comics ruled the comic book world. There we go. In 2018, struggles are unavoidable in this industry, and Marvel had a particularly rocky year in 2017 with their role as market leader shaken by a number of controversies, attempting to pivot in order to gain new readers, which failed. Editorial direction leading to several online uproars, which, yep. Basically, pandering SJWs is what happened. People who complain about comic books, but actually don't buy comic books. And continuing reboots and changing creative teams. Right. Once it was in turmoil, we drink your milkshake. And once it was in turmoil or tumult, I just kept spawning more tumult. DC, on the other hand, has gone from strength to strength with milestone issues, including Action Comics 1000 and Batman 50, as well as some high-profile events and relaunches. The publisher even scored talent best known for their Marvel work in the past. One key difference between the two publishers, their attitude towards the blockbuster films adapting their characters. In the case of Marvel, the movies were increasingly informing the comics. It's no coincidence. 2018 event was called Infinity Wars, after all. In contrast, DC has taken a much looser approach. Aquaman has become understandably important to the comics over the last few months, but the comic book version remains distinct from Jason Momoa's big screen incarnation, and DC is fine with that. Yes, there is an Aquaman reboot alongside the movie, but it's launching a new story unlike anything the movies could pull off. It's just one more way DC is resisting the call of outright nostalgia and set up a whole new status quo, daring to continue transforming the universe. Interesting. So, Marvel looks like they're trying to echo back their success from the movies. And I think a lot of their success in the movie, especially early on, was Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man and then Thor. It kind of helped launch. But they've had a few semi-duds. Ant-Man and the other ones weren't great, but they were good enough, right? They didn't... they broke even, didn't make a lot of money, but they didn't lose money, and that's important. As opposed to the DC debauchery. But see, DC movies are getting better now that Zack Snyder, it's not Schneider, it's just an SN, is gone or out of the picture or less influence. Here we're going to examine last year's worth of comic book events. DC Comics events are focused on these. Okay, so... Ooh, look, Superman Action Comics 1000, an 80-page anniversary special. Action Comics 1000 sold at $8, and according to Diamond, still managed to become the best-selling comic of the year. The entire book was a celebration of the Man of Steel, an anthology from stories by Dan Jurgens, Peter J. Tomasi, a bunch of people. I'm not going to read them all. This anniversary issue also served as a launch of Brian Bendis' new Superman run, one of Marvel's most influential writers over the last 20 years. Bendis' departure to DC was a massive shakeup in the industry and a tremendous coup for DC. Again, good writing. Good writing. That is what is probably at a lot of this. Marvel's writing has been pretty blech. Again, and infiltrated with SJWs who don't buy comics. Just complain about them. Doomsday Clock. Doomsday Clock is a still ongoing event comic that acts as this culmination of everything DC has been doing since 2016. I guess they got rid of the New 52. That was also helpful. It's also the direct sequel to Alan Moore's classic Watchmen series and has a particular focus on Superman and Dr. Manhattan. The comic has gradually revealed that Dr. Manhattan is the most powerful cosmic force who has corrupted the DC universe, robbing it of life and love, while Jeff Jones' writing has seen more than a few delays. Doomsday Clock is still a story he considers one of the most important, which can't be taken lightly. The Black Label launch, the new prestige range aiming to reach audiences who wouldn't normally pick up a comic, and Brian Azzarello And Lee Bermejo's Batman Damned earned its mature rating out of the gate. The first issue earned controversy after making history as the first time DC fans got a full frontal view of Batman in the nude, showing a certain part of Bruce Wayne's anatomy that is usually unseen in comics. Suffice to say, readers jokingly refer to it as the Batawang. I thought I saw a picture that really didn't show anything, but maybe I don't know. The publisher is reportedly reconsidering elements of the Black Label in light of this, fearing that they were pushing the boundaries, boundaries a little too far. But at least you know where things are. So now when you pull back, it won't be perceived as such. Black Label deserves recognition because of its first notable attempt to either DC or Marvel to expand the comic book audience. Okay, so let's just move on. The Wedding of Batman. Now this one I knew comic book people who really got irritated on this. I mean, really irritated. This was a year of bait and switch weddings, with Tom King launching a plot in which Batman and Catwoman came within a hair's breadth of marriage. The Exorcise Batman 50 covered the wedding day, which ended in tragedy when Bane manipulated Catwoman, leaving Bruce at the altar. It was part of Bane's strategy to break the Bat, and right now it seems to be working. King has been marching directly toward this heartbreak and has demonstrated tremendous grasp of Batman's mind. He's telling a dark, sinister story in which Bane is breaking the Bat far more efficiently than he ever did in the classic Nightfall story. This proved to be the year's most controversial comic, with a major backlash on social media. Yep, people really got upset about it. And let's go to page 2 and wrap this one up. At least I thought I clicked 2. There we go. Justice League, No Justice, spinning straight out of the events of Dark Knight's Metal Justice, Justice League, No Justice was a tremendous miniseries launched by Scott Snyder. It explored the impact of Source Wall's breach, with Brainiac assembling his own Justice League team with assortment of heroes and villains. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Story essentially served as a transition from Metal through to Snyder's Justice League run, and was a thrilling classic tale that saw unusual team-ups working to save entire worlds. The Justice League relaunch was launched to acclaim in the aftermath of Dark Knight's Metal. Lex Luthor discovered that cosmic forces had been unleashed in the universe. He assembled a new Legion of Doom to gain control of those forces, tap in their power, and make them his own. The story was tremendous so far, with the Justice League struggling to catch up with their enemy's plan, but it remains to be seen whether Luthor can keep the team of supervillains together. Basically, once they've done their thing, they're going to turn on each other. So Dark Knight's Metal, which has been mentioned already twice, was a tremendously, again, effective, albeit a rather complex one. Good. Snyder's fascination with the idea of dark matter led to the creation of the unseen multiverse hidden beneath the surface of DC's existence. Batman ultimately unleashing the forces that shaped the dark multiverse, led by dark god Barbados, I guess. All right, so let's move on. The Raising of Atlantis and Drowned Earth, and a rather surprise. It's hardly surprised years ended with a major Aquaman event, which is interesting that the movie's doing very well. I mean, Aquaman has been pretty much a joke for a long time. Marvel's and its rival Marvel, DC has chosen to mix things up, setting up a very different status quo. First decision was to raise Atlantis to the surface, setting up fascinating Suicide Squad arc in which Wanda Waller attempted to sink the island beneath the waves again by force. Okay, interesting. Detective Comics. So we get a new version of Batwoman and Batman, looks like. 2018 saw the end of James Tynion IV's tremendous Detective Comics run, one of DC's most gifted writers over the last 2 years. Tynion? I don't know. Batman attempted to put together a team to police threats to Gotham City. Dr. Manhattan's agents had intervened, removing Tim Drake at a crucial time, introducing a twist version of Tim through a dark dystopian future. So, villain Batman had been attempting to redeem. So, with Batwoman going rogue and killing Clayface. Interesting. So, there you go. I don't know. Other comments? Can I click on this? I don't want to comment. Someone hasn't read any. Okay. This is what I like, is then you get people who read the whole, you're full of crap, man. This is just nonsense. The story has been brought to you by DC Comics and Warner Brothers. Got the comedy. Thor Ragnarok weren't that good. I actually like Thor Ragnarok. In Infinity War, I finally started watching it, and about halfway through it, I'll finish it. Unlike the second Guardians movie, which I think was complete trash. This is about a 6.5 to 7 out of 10. Infinity War. Ragnarok was like an 8 to me. They still can't beat the first Iron Man. The first Iron Man was good. The first Thor was good, and it's just been downhill very slowly. Although sometimes they take nice dips. Black Panther was okay. Killmonger in the comics would destroy the MCU version. Yeah. So anyway, all right. So what do you think? Do you think this guy's this author's on something? Yeah. You think this is a paid advertisement from DC Comics? Let's discuss it. Bye. All right. So the Genesis 3 stuff's still downloading, and we'll edit after this one because I'm stupid. Right? What? No, I don't know. Okay. That's the kind of nonsense we'll put at the end. All right, thanks. Let's get started. So 3, 2, and 1.